right, that should do it. Okay, now I see that we are live, and what I'm going to do is I'm about to work on finishing up the course, but before that, I just wanted to practice for just a minute and just kind of say hello to you and my awesome YouTube community. So I'm inside the new course that launches on Thursday, but I already have it set up. You can pre-order it right now and you get all the licks. So the book's done, and I just have to I'm going to record this today. What's up, Vance? Good to see you. Vance, how you doing today? Vance is the poet that lets me know it. If I don't have the music up, he's the guy. He's a member of our community as well on YouTube, which I'm super excited about. And let's talk about this book right here. So let me make sure I have the right book up. Okay, that's inside Google, and I need to pull this up. So right here is the course, and I want to show you guys. So whenever you pre-order this, you'll get the licks right away. And all I'm doing today is I'm actually recording the training for it, and it comes out on Thursday. And then the way this is going to work, and we're about to dig through this PDF right now, but sorry, just one lick, which is like 5 licks in one lick. But we're doing the Sweet 16 in the USA starts on Thursday. And so we're going to take, out of these 16 licks, I've already decided which ones go against each other. And those who have the course are going to say, I like this lick better than that lick. And they make it to the Elite 8, Final 4. And the way I'm doing this is it's going to be fun. We're going to do the Final 4. I have a way for you guys to get, it's just like an extra, I don't know, $10. So it's $16 for the course, which is the pre-launch price, which is way affordable in my opinion. And you get the PDF, the training, and all that. But if you get the Final 4 bundle edition, then you get Final 4 in all keys, and the final lick, whichever one you guys decide, is all keys, not all keys training. It's well, you already have that all keys training, but it's all the 10 different bass lines. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's dig in and let's talk about this lick right here. I already went live with Chord Academy today, and they were helping me kind of. We had one lick. I had 17 licks, and I needed to get down to 16. So anyway, all right, let's talk about this lick right here. So the first thing is this lick, the C6 lick that we all do all the time, is this idea of minor thirds, major thirds. You have 1 and 2 and then 3, or right. You got that you have the triplet idea right there in the middle. So it's a C6 chord, and you're sliding minor third to major third. So we have. Now, I'm going to play it down here because that's where the sheet music is written, but then it jumps up here and it does this little, what I call a Cruella de Vil kind of thing. I do minor third to major third, so I'm thinking 2, 1, 2, 3, and then I get the 5th and the flat 7 of C to the 4th. And Vance, you know that we've been talking about the 4th note as a part of our, if we're on C7, I can think of the 4th note, the C, is a part of my C7 improvisation. It gives me something else to do, right? And even we've been doing the training where I've been showing you guys how to hold the top notes, right? We've been doing a lot of that Ray Charles kind of thing, but even this right here. So as you go and you do this little Cruella de Vil lick, you get down to that F there, which is the 4 chord of the C blues. Right there. And so C7 works and the F is going to sound great. Now, what's nice about this is even when I go to F, I can do the same thing on F. I go minor third to major third, and the same thing on G. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn on the track. Now remember, this is just one lick out of these 16 licks, and this lick is really like a bunch of licks in one lick. And I think what's nice is you can separate it. And I actually encourage that when it comes to practicing, is I like when you guys will take these ideas and break them up, and you can do them in lots of different ways. Let me go ahead and give you guys the track here. And that's another thing, is you get backing tracks. The bundle edition gets all 12 keys, shuffle backing track, and the regular version of this course that comes out Thursday gets the regular backing tracks of C, drums, bass, and U, 2 different tempos. All right, let me hit play My internet seems to be acting a little strange. Just give me 1 second. It's always something when you're streaming. Vance, I kind of like that. You're the poet that lets me know it. All right, let me try this again. I'll do it at 100 beats per minute. Okay, it's playing now. All right, so the first thing is just get that minor third to major third. The reason, this is why this guy made it into the Sweet 16 is because you can do it on C, on F, back to C. And this is just the first part of the lick. And 2 and 3. The G, minor third to major third. Let's do a little blues scale. See how I can do that and go to F? Okay, now let me stop this for just a second. I have so much that I'm going to tell you just about just that first part of the lick, which is so nice. Yeah, okay, so watch this, Vance. You have this. We're doing C6. Now, everybody watching, I want you to like this video and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't done that yet, because I promise you things are moving really fast here. But this idea of C6, minor third to major third, remember that when you're playing your blues, if you're in the key of C, you're staying on the scale of C. Even when it goes to F, you can stay on the scale of C. Same thing on G. You don't change to F blues. That's going to sound weird. You don't go to G blues. You stay on C. But the reason I'm mentioning that is because on minor third to major third licks, you can go to those chords. So on C, you can do the C6. When you go to F, you can do the same form. And you go to G, you go to G6. And if you understand that, put got it in the chat. And so since Vance is the only one in the chat, he's going to put got it in the chat. My minor thirds are going to work. So the second part of the lick has this. Minor third to major third, up to the 5th and flat 7, down to the 4th. So when I go to F, and I'm on C, on G, the minor third to major third, and it goes to the 4 of G, and then watch F, to B flat, and then on C. Isn't that nice? So that's the second part of the lick, and we're not even in the best part of the lick. Let's just say that we're going to turn on our track and we're going to practice just those two ideas. And I'm going to show you different ways that you can practice just this one idea. And we have 16. Imagine that. You have 16 of my favorite licks that are going to be in this course. All right, so we are actually in the PDF right now. That is done. I'm very excited about that. I'm putting it on one of your tracks that you get with this. Here we go. And I'm just going to do the first part. Just getting used to that form right there. Notice that I spread out over the octave and I'm doing the C6 lick. Now, same thing on F. We're just doing this first part of the lick. Back to C. And 2 and 3. F. How about a little blues scale? Again. Now let me stop this just for a second and remind you guys that we did our training for the All Access group this morning. No, this morning was Chord Academy, but yesterday we also talked about when you play things like the C6 lick, instead of just playing the lick like this, you can do things like this. 4, 3, so finger 4, 3 on the A, the 6th note, and the 5th note, and I'm doing. And I could go. Right, I can go up the blues scale and play octaves, but the main thing is you have this nice little fill of right? That's a nice sound. All right, so let's go ahead and practice the first part and the second part of the lick. 1, 2. Let's just practice the second part. 2 and 3 and 4. Cruella de Vil. Minor third to major third. Same thing on F. On F. Okay, let's stop this for just a second. Let's talk about a few other things that I did there. So one thing I did is instead of just 4-3 G A, I did the B flat. And sometimes, once again, I can go. Use any of those blues scale notes that you want. It's going to sound great. And then notice that, Vance, when I started connecting those, what's up, Vicky? Good to see you. So watch this. I did the lick and then the top half. Okay, now let's talk about the third part of this lick right here. This is one of our favorite ideas of the minor third to major third, but especially around the second inversion triad. Now, I just did a training in the All Access group of the idea of holding your top notes. We were working on some Ray Charles things that we were doing. But this idea is, whenever you're thinking C blues, one of the things you can do is go up to the fourth note and then go in to where you're holding the top note, which is G, on our second inversion triad. So you have this, which is the third part of the lick. And then you go F, E flat, E, which is what we call our enclosure. We're enclosing the third. The third is our target note, and we go F, E flat, E, so we have this. Now this is one of the longer licks inside of this course that comes out on Thursday, is that we have this lick all the way through. Or you can play it with the eighth note pattern. Now what's nice about that is, remember that when you have your minor third to major third licks, then when you go to F, I can actually play that same lick, but on F. Now watch this. That's the second inversion F triad. And then I cross over. So again, same exact pattern that we did here. And on G, it's the same thing. I can go minor third to major third, and right here, second inversion triad on G, and I go 4 minor third 3 F, and same thing on C. I love that, and I often remind you guys that on your minor third to major third licks, you can go to whatever chord that is and do the same kind of idea. So we have this. Holding that top note on F. And on G. And anytime you do your blues scale, do the C blues scale. Okay, now the best way to practice this kind of thing is, on purpose, I did a very long lick. Now, this lick, when we actually come out with the course on Thursday and you have the course, you get the vote, you're going to vote this one versus the triad lick that has the gospel triads in there. So it's going to be interesting to see what you guys vote for. Are you going to vote for this kind of exercise that's a super long line? Or are you going to vote for the triads that has the gospel walk downs and everything? So this will be interesting to see which way people vote. We're going to get to a champ for sure. Okay, now let's turn on the track. And remember that this course comes, I have two options. You can get the version that already has the two backing tracks in the key of C. That's 100 beats per minute and 110. The ones that I'm playing now, which is drums, bass, and U. And I already have, for the bundle edition, all 12 keys, shuffle, drums, bass, and U. I'm really excited about that. Let me go back to where I was. Let's turn on the track, 100 beats per minute, and let's just mix around this one idea. Maybe it's C6 at first. Same thing at F. How about blues scale? Actually, let's come down just by half step blues. First two parts of the lick. Let's do it again. Blues scale. All right, let's talk about something that I've been telling you guys recently is, let's say your blues scale is your turnaround, right? You're playing the blues scale coming down, you go dee da 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 da. When you get to that G chord, it's nice to go da 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 da, third up to the root. So we're outlining the chord changes, and that's a really nice thing to do. Yes, the C scale will work. You can get away with a lot of tension when you're just using that C blues scale, but sometimes you want to outline those chords, right? That's why even when we're doing this, we go C6, we're outlining C triad. We go to F, we're outlining this F triad and G triad. And then when I do the G at the end, I go, that's 3 up to the root of G. Same thing if you did that on F, and same thing if you did it on C. It's the minor third to major third. Let's turn on the track and let's mess around with just this one idea. Here we go. And 4. More ways that I would practice that is, if you're on the beginning side of things, remember that you can do just the C6 lick or just right hand only, and then you could also practice just that minor third to major third, or maybe it's this you want to practice. And notice that I was doing that sometimes. Like, I think I did something like this one time. I went C6 and then I went up here and did that. But when I got to the F, I didn't come down and do the C lick. When I got to F, and then I went, which that made it nice to get it to that F chord. So maybe you want to turn on the track and just practice this. Now, I need to say this, is that you also heard me do this right here. And then that's really, all that is minor third to major third, right? Minor third to major third, and then the root. And I did it on C, F, and G. And what's really nice about that is that definitely made it into the Sweet 16 licks. So you can be assured that you're going to have training on that one right there. And there are so many other fun ones to give you. Let me give you one more of just to talk about. There's one that there are 2 exercises-ish. I say exercises-ish because they're licks, but they're kind of exercise/licks, but they're for a reason. I, on purpose, put a few examples in this upcoming course where it gets your hands moving. Like, I love the idea of teaching people about a little bit of a longer line. And this would be one of those. So Blues Volume 4 had this bass line, or has this bass line, right? And I love this kind of thing right here. And this lick right here does the blues scale, and it just goes da 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 da, and it's coming down the blues scale, and then I go to like a G minor with a G minor 11, and then blues scale down. So it's this kind of sound. Again. See how I did that little trill? That's just extra. That's extra sauce for you. So let me do it slowly. What you're doing on that one, it's kind of exercise-ish over the C blues scale, but it's really getting your fingers working together. And it's also teaching something that I've been showing you guys recently is, yeah, it's kind of a ragtime-ish sound, right? But Vance, do you see how it's working the fingers and teaching you, like when I play all these fast Oscar Peterson ideas or any kind of licks that have holding the top note or whatever, it's showing you how, it's teaching that idea right there. Let's do that one more time. For me, that's just a really nice way to work those fingers and to teach that one idea of holding that top note. And another important thing about that is notice that I played it the basic way at first, and then I did... All right. All right, so what I'm going to do now is tell you one more time for my replay viewers. Right now at iMusicAcademy.com in the store, you can pre-order this, literally this course, for $16, and immediately, right away, you get the PDF that has the charts. Then, on Thursday, you get the video trainings, And then we're going to get things down to the Elite 8 where you're voting on the 8. And then on the final 4, you get those in all keys. Imagine having the final 4 of whatever licks you are. It could be this one right here, and it's in all keys or whatever it is. So you get the final 4 in all keys for the bundle edition thing, which is like $10 more. And then for the final version, you get whatever the lick is. Let's say if it was like this, maybe it was this one. Let's say that made it to the final 4. You could go, or you could go minor. You could do the one we just did, or it could be 10 different bass lines of how to play this kind of stuff. A little Ray Charles. All right, Vicky, good to see you. And Vance, good to see you, the poet that lets me know it. And Queen Vic in the house. All right, guys, have a great rest of your afternoon. I'm going to probably go on a little bit later after I get done recording this course. And I'm looking for the next person. We've already had someone pre-order the course, which I'm really excited about. And I'm about to send this info out to my YouTube, not only my YouTube community, but my my email list, which is, several thousand people, whatever, just to say, hey, this opportunity to join us in the madness of March Madness with 16 of my favorite licks from my courses and a few extra surprises along the way. So have a great rest of your afternoon. Vance, good to see you. Vicky, good to see you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Wish me luck as I record the training on this.